creepy neighbor. The true horror story. Have you ever had a neighbor who just didn't feel right? Someone who smiled at you, but made your skin crawl every time they did? I had one. And I wish to God I'd never moved into that apartment. Because what started as harmless curiosity turned into the most terrifying experience of my life. I just moved into a small apartment building on the edge of town. It was quiet, cheap, and the perfect place to start over. My next door neighbor introduced himself the very first day. "Name's Mr. Collins," he said, with that strange smile. He wore an old gray sweater, smelled faintly of bleach, and had the kind of eyes that didn't blink often. Still, he seemed polite. For the first week, I'd occasionally see him standing by his window, just staring into the hallway, never doing anything, just standing. Around my fourth night there, I woke up at exactly 2:37 a.m. There was a sound, faint, soft, like knocking. Not on my door, inside the walls. I sat up in bed, heart pounding. Maybe the pipes? Maybe rats? I tried to ignore it. But the next night, the same thing. Same time. Same rhythm. So I asked Mr. Collins the next morning. I laughed awkwardly and said, "Hey, do you ever hear weird noises in the walls?" He looked at me, smiled, and said quietly, "Oh, so you hear them too?" Then he just walked away. That night, I didn't sleep. Around 3 a.m., I heard something dragging across the floor from his apartment, like a heavy bag being pulled. The sound would stop and then start again. I pressed my ear against the wall. I could have sworn I heard whispering, two voices, but Mr. Collins lived alone. I backed away from the wall, and just then, 3 slow knocks echoed through my door. I froze. Whoever it was didn't move, didn't say a word, just stood there. I peeked through the peephole, and there he was, Mr. Collins, standing completely still, his head tilted slightly, eyes wide open. 10 minutes passed before he finally turned and walked away. A few days later, I saw him carrying something down to the basement, a black trash bag. I don't know why, but I followed him. The air down there was damp and heavy. When I reached the end of the hallway, I saw light flickering under one of the doors. I peeked inside. Mr. Collins was kneeling in front of the bag, whispering to it. His voice was shaking. "Don't move, don't make a sound." My heart nearly stopped when I heard something whisper back. I gasped and accidentally kicked an old can on the floor. He turned around, fast. The light caught his face, and for a second, his eyes looked almost black. He whispered, "They told me not to show you." I ran. I didn't stop running until I was inside my apartment with the door locked. That night, I packed my things. But before I could leave, there was a soft knock on my door again. The next morning, police cars filled the street. Another tenant had called 911 after smelling something awful in the basement. They found bones, old ones, and a pile of photographs of previous tenants, all missing people. The room belonged to Mr. Collins, but his apartment was empty. He was gone. No trace, no car, no body. Only one thing was found inside his room, a note taped to the wall that said, "Don't listen to the knocking." It's been 3 years since then. I moved across the country, different place, different life, but sometimes late at night, when the world is quiet and I can hear my own heartbeat, I still hear it, tap, 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 and I know, wherever Mr. Collins is, he still knows where I live.